You're listening to Monco Radio, where music and minds meet.
It's time to get in the ring with NJPW.
Yes, it is. It's time to get in the ring with DJ D. Kooks here. As always, I'm here with Beast Mike. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. You might have to turn on my mic on there.
I did turn it on. I can hear it. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So yes. So do not adjust your computers, your TuneIn app, or however it is you're listening to us. Monco. It is a Friday. It is a cloudy and supposed to be pretty good. Friday, October 21st, 2016. We've got a lot to get to.
Bola dropped.
Yeah.
And it was an incredible 3. We watched it straight through, actually.
Yeah, pretty much. That took the entire day. It's basically.
But you didn't mind it taking the entire day.
It took all of my Wednesday, pretty much from 10 a.m. Wednesday morning to about 8 p.m. Wednesday night. Then I watched NXT, and then I was just done with wrestling for the day. As I watched Game 4 of the NLCS. But that was about it. It was a very entertaining 3 days. Battle of Los Angeles was really good, as we'll get into right now.
It took place over Labor Day weekend,
Yep.
which we heard a lot about what went on, what constituted it, what matches happened, and they were incredible. Let's start off with a great one to start off with. Pentagon versus Marty Scurll.
Right off the bat, we saw the two different styles, the aerial mastery of Pentagon and the technical and more ground and pound based style of Scurll. One thing that was interesting, kind of halfway through, the bottom rope broke.
Oh, yeah, and it didn't stop them.
It didn't stop them. They kept moving. They kept it going. And they kept going in. But it was shocking. It looked like Pentagon had the match won. Towards the end of the match.
With that sick pump handle driver?
Yeah, he hit
that was sick.
He hit the pump handle driver. And it was Scurll was tight. He was cradled in real tight to get looked like he was going to get the 3 there. But amazingly, Scurll kicks out and the crowd, which felt like, you said it was 400 people. It felt like 4,000.
Yeah.
With the way, A, how close they were, and B, how loud they were. It looked and sounded like 4,000 people showed up. And the crowd went ape, and Scurll did kick out, and eventually we'll basically steal the match.
With the crossface chicken wing.
And making Pentagon submit.
I thought it was very cool. And the ring breaking was totally awesome.
That was totally unexpected. It became a minor theme in the rest of the day because the announcers did mention it a few times, but it didn't really affect the wrestlers involved. I think that was the key here. The wrestlers weren't really affected.
Yeah, and they would fix it for the because it's sort of a quick fix, but it takes some time to do. They just had to tighten the turnbuckles and whatnot. I've set up a ring before.
Yeah,
because
you always work at the Monster Factory. Yeah. I believe that.
We'll speak about the Monster Factory later in night 2. But,
But
I thought it was a good 3 3/4 star match. 87X Wee-Man had 3.5, and Kelly Harass of Voices of Wrestling had it at 3 3/4.
I'm on the lines of the 3 3/4 crew. I like the way it started. I think it was a very good event opener to really get things going, to really kind of get your appetites wet for what was coming later on. I think it was a really good way to open the show.
As Marty Scurll moved on to the quarterfinals.
Right.
Ricochet versus Jeff Cobb. This seemed odd. And Ricochet wearing the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah. The commentators took shots.
They did.
They took so many shots.
The crowd was taking shots too.
Yeah. They took so many shots.
I was not a fan of the shots they took.
Oh, yeah, because he is an Eagles fan. He does bleed the Eagle green.
I do bleed the Eagle green. I am from here, so.
Yep. I am too. I bleed a different shade of green, not eagle. But anyway.
But it's teal green.
Yeah, it's more of an aqua. We go with aqua. Fins up. Anyway, the Jeff Cobb and Ricochet. Clearly, Jeff Cobb has hit the ground sprinting, and everyone seems to love the combination of speed and of strength and of durability. Remember the Chris Hero match with Cobb, where he could take a pounding, and it was amazing seeing some of the stuff that Cobb was doing, and then by proxy, Ricochet, who had to be outweighed by a good 150, 200 pounds, by Cobb, and for Ricochet to pull off some of these suplexes that he was doing, I thought was really was impressive on his end to pull that off. I believe Ricochet finished him off with the 630.
Yeah, he finished him off with the 630, the Benadryl into the 630.
Yeah, Benadryl into the 630, and then that's what got the win for Ricochet.
Oh, it was a Phoenix Splash.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. No, he did the 630 later.
He rolled him up for the win.
Yeah, he effectively stole it. But with Cobb, there will be brighter days for Jeff Cobb. I don't think Cobb, by all means, I think is going to have a very bright future. He plays the role of an Olympian very well. He's very skilled and very athletic. He can absolutely move around the ring with relative ease.
You know, he was in the 2004 Athens Olympics?
Yeah, I think that's what they were saying. He was from the 04 Athens Olympics. I think, Cobb's got a tremendous future. If he stays in pro wrestling long enough, which it looks like he will, he's got a tremendous future. I think this is only the beginning for Jeff Cobb. He's got something very good.
I think Cobb has a lot of potential. In the ring,
right?
And he's very smooth. He has an amateur background, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm. He's deceptively quick. That's like for a 300-pounder, he's deceptively quick and agile. And I think of him he's slightly bigger of a Kevin Owens. I think that's one of my first thought processes. He doesn't have the, I guess, overall foot speed of Owens. But I think of him as a little bit bigger version of him because he does have some lbs on him. I think he's got a serious future ahead of him where I think he will be really bright.
I agree. And Ricochet looked great in this match.
Totally did look. Ricochet, pretty much everything he did this weekend, Ricochet was big time.
Yeah.
4 stars is about right for this.
4 stars.
I can live with that.
Kelly Harass rated it 4.25.
I go 4. I think this was a very solid, very good match between the two of them.
Very solid. A very polarizing match next with John Hennigan and Matt Sydal.
It felt like ECW 09. I kind of got that sense watching this. I thought it could have been better. I wish it would have been better because I think maybe that's probably why it's so polarizing. We were expecting an aerial game between these two because that's the game they brought us.
Yes.
For so many years. Both of these guys could go aerial, but then they go technical and ground-based for a lot of the match.
And Hennigan just couldn't hang with Sydal.
No, he couldn't. No, Sydal was just badly out-wrestled him. It was a bit of a shock.
But Hennigan would get the win with the Starship Pain.
Yeah.
Things I noted, I liked Hennigan's performance better in
against Ricochet, absolutely.
The Ricochet match,
absolutely.
Because I thought that fit more of his strength. I think Hennigan was a little nervous being in PWG for the first time, doing Bola.
Probably.
I still thought it was a solid 3-star match. A7 after Dreamman rated 2.25.
Even 2.25. I can go 3.25. I did like this match. I wanted to love this match. I didn't love it as much as I wanted to.
And Harass rated a 3.5. So you can see the polarizing thing with this match.
Right.
And it felt like ECW 09, but the crowd was pretty into it. I felt,
and they clearly took the Sydal right away, right off the bat. They took the
when
Sydal.
they did the flippy stuff, it was great.
Yes, but I think that's where they're most comfortable.
Yeah,
but both guys are most comfortable when they're in the air.
But Sydal can do technical as well,
right.
As you can see with the Ospreay matches and stuff like that. So I felt like Sydal was trying to do that style rather than the
aerial game.
Aerial
game is an even match. Well, I think that's probably why Sydal did it. Aerial game is an even fight. If it's technical style, Sydal in a normal technical skill, Hennigan's got no shot against Sydal. That's just the way Sydal can go.
Then we get to the singles match of the tournament.
This was amazing.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, we should have known going in that Phoenix v. Ospreay was going to be crazy good. And then it was right off the bat, Ospreay comes in like a raging bull. Fresh out the box, Ospreay goes to work and goes in. And I kind of set the
tone. If you liked flips and you were disappointed by the Morrison-Hennigan match,
you got
every bit of flips in this match.
Yeah, you got everything you would have wanted out of this one. And that's how productive this was. And
the combos were great.
The combo flows were outstanding. And then the moment of the tournament where they're going for the Spanish Fly, it's Phoenix going for the Spanish Fly off the top rope with Ospreay. And then they land on their feet, both of them.
Yes. That was excellent.
Everyone who watched it marked out.
If I wasn't on a bus watching it, I would have flipped the hell out. I was like, what did I just see?
I couldn't believe I saw that.
And then they let the moment sink in for a second.
Yeah, they let it breathe because they realized what they just did. And then the crowd got closer to the ring, and the crowd's like beating on the apron, like, what are we seeing here? And like the commentators are flipping out. The crowd is flipping out. I'm flipping out. He would have flipped out. It was bananas. Ospreay then connects with the Spanish Fly.
Commentary with Chuck Taylor and Excalibur.
Those dudes were hilarious.
Let's applaud that. Can we applaud that? Best commentary team in
those dudes
wrestling?
Were hilarious. And they bodied Adam Cole so hard. We'll get to that later.
They bodied Adam Cole in both matches.
They sure did. They got him. What Adam Cole was taking their money or something, but they bodied Adam Cole.
Oh my god!
It was savage when they did the Cole, but this match was tremendous. Ospreay eventually won the match. I think with Ospreay, did he hit him with Ospreay cutter? I think it was.
He hit him with the high elevation Ospreay collar.
Yeah,
it was an amazing spot.
But this was tremendous.
Watch this ASAP if you have the DVD. Download, whatever.
This was tremendous.
Watch this instantly.
Yeah, this was definitely. I agree with you. This is the best match of the tournament. I would say 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5 easy.
Yeah, this was tremendous.
There were 2 tag matches, non-tournament tag matches that were better.
I would agree. I can agree with that. One I can argue 4 3/4. One I can argue is a 5. But this was the best singles match of the tournament. It wasn't that close.
And then to follow it up,
Tommy
versus Zack Sabre Jr.
I feel bad for End and Sabre because they had to follow that up.
But they
did well.
But this was ridiculous. This was another 4.5 star match.
Yeah, they did really well. This was even from the aerial game to the ground game, and we went to the tech skill of End and Sabre. And End went blow for blow and hold for hold with Sabre. But it was too much Sabre, as eventually he got him to submit.
But the striking in this match.
But yeah, these two hit hard.
Nasty. Nasty.
What do we learn? One of the things we've learned over the years in wrestling is that when it comes to you wrestling your friends, you wrestle them harder than you wrestle your enemies. And it's established that's pretty much what happened here. As they went extra hard to beat each other up, and then Sabre would get the win there with a submission. But his match went hold for hold and blow for blow, and I think that's
Kelly went 4 3/4, and she thought it was better than the Ospreay Phoenix.
I go 4 1/4 for this. I did enjoy it.
Man went 4.
He went
straight.
4 even. Yeah,
I'm somewhere in that 4.5 range.
Okay, I go 4 1/4.
I love this style. I love the strong style aspects of this match and the submission.
Right.
This was excellent.
That is the other part about this.
But I think Phoenix and Ospreay was a little better.
That's what I'm saying. That's why, if I got Ospreay Phoenix at 4.5, I gotta have. I think that was the best match of the tournament.
More than enough matches at 4.5. I can just rate this at 4.5. Too.
Yeah, understandable.
And then we get to Hero Liger.
Hero Liger was
surreal.
It was A, surreal, and B, it was. I think Hero played. What is one of the better roles of the tournament? That Hero basically played the bullying villain that would basically do what he could to demean A, and B, kind of show that, okay, Liger's washed up, or Liger's can't wrestle that hard anymore, and he would be like the all-time villain. I mean, pardon the pun for Marty Scurll, but the all-time the all-time villain in this particular tournament. But Liger brought it. To Hero, and it was a very good mix of Liger playing his role really well. So I changed headphones, much better. Liger played his role really well, and Hero played his role as the ultra heel super well. I thought it was a very productive way to do it.
Look at this. Notre Dame versus Penn State in ice hockey.
Nice.
The battle
Yes.
of Beast Mike versus DJ D. Cooks.
Yes, Friday at 7:35, and there's actually two battles. Friday at 7:35 and Saturday at 7:05.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Let it be known, no Penn Staters actually going to watch the Saturday game because we're all preparing for the whiteout Saturday night with Ohio State.
Yeah, that's going to be electric.
So, yeah, Friday night, cool, we'll watch that. Saturday night, nah.
But back to Hero Liger. This was
we digress.
We digress. I just saw that on my Twitter page because I follow.
Yep.
And I was plugging the show.
Yeah, but
Hero Liger, my God.
It was a good
tremendous.
Flow. Yeah, I did enjoy the story they told. I really didn't. That was the part about this. This is one of the better stories that were involved in this tournament, where Liger brought it as hard as he possibly could to Hero, and there were points where it looked like Liger was going to win, but Hero was his youth, the youth of Hero combined with his experience. I think was too much for Liger here. Yeah, 4 stars is about right.
This is definitely
because the story was well done. 4 stars is about right.
I'm like, they didn't need to do all that much. Which was the beautiful thing about this match. It was
beautiful in its simplicity. Yep.
Much. It was a bunch of strikes and a little bit of aerial from Liger. Right. You know, a little bit of grappling from Hero, but the strikes were
the strikes made sense, and the story they told made sense. I think that's the story for me is why I give it a 4 because of the way they sold it. That's why I'm saying it here.
Yeah, it was very good in ring, and the story was excellent. This was special.
Yes,
It's one of those matches where you're like, it created a big moment.
Yeah, exactly. That was a banner moment. I mean, I know that was a banner because we'll get to more Hero later. That was a banner moment for Hero.
Yes,
to be able to wrestle a legend like Liger and pretty much hang with a legend like Liger the way he did.
Liger's 51.
Yeah,
my
God, and for Liger to still be able to hang and still be able to do his thing at his age at a high level it's very special. So well done on both parts.
Now we get to the first Young Bucks Adam Cole match with Dalton Castle and Boy K and Boy B.
Yep. Yeah, we would find out
wink,
later.
Wink, nudge, nudge.
We would find out later the true identities later on in the match. But this was really the beginning of the commentary team basically destroying Adam Cole. They had no problems with the Bucks.
My favorite moment in commentary was from night 1 was when Hennigan and Sydal was in their match.
Yep.
They were like, "Oh, WWE NXT's taking all our stars."
Exactly. Yeah.
And then we'll have WWE 2006
Yep.
with 2,000 stars.
No, I'll start taking like their guys. We start taking like their guys because they decided they don't want anymore. Yeah, that's so true.
That was funny.
That's so true.
But true in an aspect, but the indies will replenish.
Yeah, they'll have to. They don't have a choice.
Well, I wanted to get into a discussion later with like what indie stars have been intriguing you lately.
Okay,
but that's something I will digress to later.
Okay,
with PWG Bola here, and I felt like this match was a little disappointing with.
I think it was too much of the gimmick. Too much of the boys. I think it was too much of the boys thing.
It was still a 3.5 star match.
It was solid.
Still liked it
because the Bucks and Red Dragon wrestled so much they made it work. But I think it was just too much of the boys gimmick that kind of made it not be what it should have been.
And I think this was supposed to be a cool down match. Honestly,
I think
that happened to be the main event.
It happened to A, be the main event, and B, 6 guys you already know. And it's 6 guys you already know that can go. So it was just, I think it was just too much of the whole boys thing. I think that's what made it.
I didn't mind it as much because I expect this from PWG with the comedy.
Yep.
Because PWG does comedy very well, and I thought the comedy was well
executed. The comedy worked.
I thought the comedy worked, and it fit in the match. And when the Red Dragon finally
were revealed,
It was Red Dragon.
Yeah.
That's the boys.
Yeah.
It was revealed.
I think it took what? I think it was 5 minutes in. It was Bobby Fish got unmasked.
Bobby Fish got a mask. He put the mask back on.
He put the mask back on for no real reason. But then Kyle O'Reilly
and the commentary thing was very funny and like.
It's like they knew what was going on, but they didn't want to actually fully admit it, but we all understood who it was.
I loved how they sold it.
And like, there was a part in the match where it was like, okay, Bobby Fish, like, this is the first time in a while we've seen him tag teaming without Kyle O'Reilly. That kind of thing.
Yeah, that was sort of funny. And
then,
I still thought it was a 3.5 star match. Solid comedy match.
It
picked up at the end.
It certainly did. But yeah, it was... I think I'll stick with the 3.25, but it was still a solid way to close night one.
And the double Meltzer driver was just insane.
Oh, yeah. No, the Meltzer drivers were ridiculous, yes.
We'll get to a Meltzer driver in night 2 that was even more ridiculous.
And a tag team match, a 6-man tag.
Which was the main event.
Yeah,
but
which was outstanding.
Speaking of which, night 2.
Which they say might be the show of the year. And this was a tremendous...
I might not argue.
It's going to be hard to battle against it. This was a tremendous show from start to finish.
This and Wrestle Kingdom was like hand in hand, like really just...
Yeah, this was a tremendous show from start to finish, night 2.
Dalton Castle versus Tommaso Ciampa. They did the comedy a little bit early, and then they
got serious.
And
once they got serious, it was on. As one thing that gets completely understated is the actual strength Dalton Castle has.
Oh yeah,
I know it's weird with the boys and the peacock thing and the flamboyance and the swag and all that.
But that's a gimmick, and
dude is strong as a bull.
Yeah,
he can legitimately.
Dalton Castle's the type of larger-than-life gimmick that can work in today's wrestling world because it's sort of more based in reality, and he's a wacky guy. You know, it's more wacky than supernatural, like a Bray Wyatt.
Right. So it's not quite New Day wacky, but it's in that realm. It's in that league.
He knows when to get serious too.
Yeah, it's in that league of New Day wacky. It's not like you're right. I think it's more New Day as opposed to like if New Day's here and Wyatt's here when it comes to like wacky like gimmicks that are different.
Yeah,
he's much more on the New Day scale.
Yeah, and I think New Day and why New Day and Castle are so successful is because more people relate to those characters
as opposed to people do relate to Bray. People do gravitate to Bray. You're right. It's not as strong as it was when he first came up on the main roster. I agree. No. I'll give you that. But Castle basically move for move with Ciampa. And
then he did WWE moves.
Ciampa with the ultra trolling of the WWE moves. Let's see what he did.
Superman punch.
He did Superman punch from Reigns. He did the 5-knuckle shuffle from Cena. Add to adjustment Cena.
And then
he did the pedigree from Triple H.
From our Lord and Savior Triple H.
Yep.
All hail.
All hail the game.
All hail
the game.
We have to get our all hails in.
Yep. So he did the pedigree. Yeah. So basically, Ciampa ultra trolling. Bola and PWG because we all know Ciampa was kind of like a late replacement. He was late scratching. He was late like scratching. So Ciampa was showing some love to Bola, but Castle got the win with the Bangarang and getting the W there. But it was a very good match from start to finish. Castle was hard hitting with one of the better hard hitting cats in the game right now. And Tommaso Ciampa.
Lee Man went 3.5. Kelly went 4.
I can go solid 4 with that because I did enjoy. Once this match got serious, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I went 3.75.
Okay.
Mark Andrews versus Pete Dunne.
I can't believe Mark Andrews was conscious at the end of this match.
Oh my god!
Much less won the match. Like,
oh my good god!
Grief. He took Pete Dunne, delivered so much pain and so much violence in this match. It was like it was almost terrifying. It looked like Pete Dunne was gonna kill him. It seriously looked like he was gonna kill him the way he was giving him a beating. Wow, Mark Andrews showed that he can take a beating. He can take a serious
4 is
pounding.
just about right. Kelly rated 2 3/4 because it wasn't a compelling story to her because they kicked out of everything. But I think
that was the point.
I think that was the point.
That was the point. Pete Dunne is a big dude. Is a much bigger dude than Mark Andrews, and I think the point was to show that Mark Andrews could take a pounding, and Pete Dunne can deliver the pounding as good as a whole lot of dudes in wrestling right now. I think it made sense in that regard. And why the 4, I think, is I'm much more on the 4 side than the 2 3/4 side or 2.5 side. But this was a good match, and Dunn was impressive. And Dunn played the role well. And Andrews played his role well. I think it all flowed very solidly. But wow, I can't believe Mark Andrews took the punishment he took.
I
couldn't believe he took the punishment he took. It was so
good,
so sick.
Lord, I gave this 4 stars. I thought this was a good match.
Yeah.
Another polarizing match. Sami Callihan and Cody R.
It was. I like the thought. First off, that Brandy's doing the announcing and taking pot shots at everyone and everything that came before, like they did before coming to Bola and PWG and TNA and everything else. I love the pot shots they took that she took at them. That was really cool. A cool touch. This match was solid. This match was like nothing special.
No, nothing special, but I thought Cody hung with Callahan very well.
Yeah, I think this is very...
I gave it 3 1/4.
Yeah, the 3 1/4, 3.5
I thought the Skrull match was better.
Yeah, I agree with you. 3 1/4, 3.5 for me, I think was would be the way to go.
And then we get to the point where this show got ridiculous.
This show took off from this point on. Okay, so Pentagon and Phoenix faced...
Heroes eventually die.
Yeah,
Chris Hero
and Tommy End. And
this match.
This match was dope.
Good Lord.
This match was so dope.
Good Lord.
This match was so dope from start to finish. Some of the things that Pentagon and Phoenix were trying were just insane. And then Hero...
The step-up moonsault?
Yeah, that was amazing. Okay, so I think it was Pentagon who... And then Phoenix ended up climbing on the shoulders of Pentagon and doing a moonsault, and a beautiful moonsault off the shoulders of Pentagon to the outside, hitting End and Hero. It was
Phoenix.
That was
Phoenix
insane.
got his ass whipped in this match. This match, he got his ass whipped.
He sure did. He took such a beating. He took such a beatdown. I think he did get the pin. I think he pinned Hero to win the match, but it was, he took such a beating. Jeez.
The interactions with Phoenix and Tommy End, good Lord.
This was nuts. So 4.5 is probably good. I wouldn't go lower than 4 1/4. 4.5 is probably good for this. I think this was a very...
Kelly went 4 3/4.
Yeah, this was a very good match. I go 4.5.
I go 4.5 too. Oh my God.
This was ridiculous.
This was excellent. The step up Frankensteiners.
Yeah, that was nuts. The
Phoenix
combos
somehow German suplexing Hero.
Yeah, that was nuts. Yeah, I couldn't believe that one either. The stuff, the combos they're pulling off with Phoenix and Pentagon, they were nuts. They were completely nuts.
Phoenix hit the top rope Rana, which it's always insane when he hits because he does the bounce off the middle rope into the top rope and
then he jumps and does the
Rana.
Rana.
Then 450. This was insane.
Yes, it was.
Insane is the best word I can describe this match. Kamatachi versus Trevor Lee. And this was awesome too.
Yeah, it really made a lot of sense. They really made it flow pretty well. In the end, it was Trevor Lee getting the win, finishing the deal there. But it was a solid match. It was a very productive.
I gave it
match.
straight 4.
Yeah, straight 4 is about right. I think straight 4 is about right. It was a good match, nothing super blow away, but it was a very good match. I think it was a very productive match there.
Cedric Alexander versus Mark Haskins. This was awesome, too.
I enjoyed this, and the crowd loved Ceddy for coming back and returning from CWC. There was some CWC chants there.
Yeah,
but it was
and the PWG chants, which sound similar.
Yep, they really do. Back and forth battle. In the end, Haskins with that inverted sharpshooter where he does the normal sharpshooter, then he bends back, basically almost making it impossible for Cedric Alexander to escape. But this was a very solid match. We saw some aerial game from Alexander, your normal stuff, and then saw some tech wrestling from both guys. But once this became a mat-based game, it was Haskins' advantage, and Haskins didn't let up once he was able to relegate Alexander to the mat.
I go 4 1/4 for this.
I'll keep it at 4.
Bro! My bro, Matt Riddle versus Kyle O'Reilly.
We warned you that the Monster Factory would be mentioned at some point in time. clearly the word about Matt Riddle is out. The worst kept secret in wrestling is out. That Matt Riddle is big
Good.
time and prepared.
And he has it.
Yeah, and he's apparently a lot of people, like even the commentators said, like he's rookie of the year from last year. Oh, and he brought it to one of the baddest submission cats in the game right now in Kyle O'Reilly, and basically went move for move with him. It was Riley's experience that was the difference in the end, but Matt Riddle obviously has a future.
I liked the finish. I really did.
It made sense that O'Reilly's experience would carry the day and would end up finishing the job against Riddle. But what we've established here, now that Matt Riddle is getting onto the map, is that like I said about Jeff Cobb, the best is yet to come from Matt Riddle too.
Yep. And then we get to the 6-man.
Which,
good Lord.
I can't believe what we saw in this match.
Lord.
There was so much to digest from this match.
A crap ton of super kicks.
Yeah.
As you come to expect.
I think it was like 20. I think they stopped at 23.
Yeah.
There were 23 super kicks delivered, some by the Bucks, some to the Bucks. Let's see. There were a lot of pot shots at Adam Cole. He was mercilessly destroyed by the commentary team. As we seem to paint the picture that they don't like Adam Cole for various reasons. We saw aerial game from all 6 men, especially the 5 not named Adam Cole. We saw a lot of aerial game. There were Meltzer drivers galore. There were submission holds all over the place, breakups with the obvious pins, and then one of the moves of the match, where
I think the combo of the match was that Ospreay Cole sequence with the spinning kick into the 450 into the Phoenix Splash.
Yeah, that was nuts. What happened there with Ospreay and Cole as they continue their situation in Ring of Honor. Then we get to the point in the match after the Indie Taker was done by one of the Bucks. We get to the point where they're about to do the Super One in the ring. I think they were going to do it to Rick. They were going to do it to Seidel.
Yeah, they were going to do it to Seidel.
They were going to do it to Seidel in the ring. Ospreay sees this and cuts him from the top.
I opted on my seat for that, and
I freaked out.
And then what happened next is even more.
So he does the cutter from the top, which then led to the dual 450s.
Dual 450s.
It led to dual 450s.
Yeah, we're not making this up.
No, this was ridiculous. There were dual 450s, and Ospreay was like, whoa, we hold up. We got everybody down in the corner. All 3 of us can do shooting stars. Make it hot.
Dual 450, then the shooting star.
And then shooting stars, and all 3 guys
No, the shooting star Meltzer driver.
Yeah, shooting
we have to tell...
Oh, yeah, my bad. You're right.
You forgot about the shooting star Meltzer driver.
Right. In between all that, the shooting star... The shooting star... This might have been after the Benadryller. The shooting star Meltzer driver that that Seidel and Ricochet do, where Seidel does the shooting star part,
and Ricochet does the
driver part, and drops. I think it was Matt Jackson on his head. Matt Jackson eats that, and then we get the trip shooting stars for the win. As all 3 guys got pinned.
This hopped up to number 2.
This was outstanding.
This hopped up to number 2 on my match of the year.
Wow, that's
5 stars.
This
easy.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite tag match of the year. This beats Ladder War certainly, and might even be top 5 for me. But this was tremendous.
This is top 2.
Good grief, this was tremendous. Start. I mean, we understood this was going to be bananas, but this was a straight ridiculous match. Wow, it was straight up nuts.
And Kelly rated it 4.5. I rated it 5.
I go 5 too. This was tremendous.
And they chanted 5 stars while Meltzer was standing there.
Yeah,
and Meltzer rated it 5 stars.
I think he had to because this was ridiculous.
Now to night 3.
Yes, we get to night 3 of the tournament, the conclusion of the situation. So Castle versus Lee started the whole proceedings. And again, this was very productive. We saw the strength of Castle kind of shine through. He had his normal boys with him, not Red Dragon being his cameo boys for the evening. But in the end, it was Trevor Lee getting the win, pinning Castle, and moving on to the final. But this was a very productive match to start the show. 3.5. I'll go for
I go
this
3.5. The
one.
Wee Man went 3.25.
This was solid.
Ricochet versus John Hennigan.
I agree with you what you said earlier about Hennigan being more comfortable in this match than he was with Seidel, which is weird considering Seidel and Hennigan wrestled before in various other companies. But he just looked better with Ricochet. He just like his flow fit better, his style fit better, and it was more of an aerial game. This was a lot more Ricochet speed. So they kept it. It got to the point where it looked like he was going to hit Starship Pain, but he never could fully hit the move. And Ricochet would eventually hit the 630 to drop Hennigan for 3 and get the dub there. So Ricochet moved on, but this was a good match, a good match from start to finish.
Skrull versus Sabre.
No, Skrull versus Rhodes.
Skrull versus Rhodes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Skrull versus Cody Rhodes. I love this. I love the story they told, especially with Brandy, too. I thoroughly...
I thought this was a 4-star match.
Yeah, I did, too. That's what I'm saying. I love this. I thought this was really entertaining. Where Cody's playing the good guy role, A, trying to defend his wife's honor, and B, trying to win the match. And Marty Scurll removed one boot for some reason. The reasons I still don't understand. And it got to the point he actually even stole a kiss from Brandy Rhodes and got the yes chant involved, which I thought was hilarious.
Oh my god,
that was great! And then the part where we get to where he's about to do Shattered Dreams, and then the fans are chanting "She wants kids, she wants kids," was legitimately my favorite chant the whole tournament. When the fans legitimately chanted "She wants kids," and Brandy's trying hard to distract the referee and trying hard to stop Marty Scurll from doing it. For what he's about to do, instead of doing just a running punt, he decided to super kick him in the nether regions, which probably hurt just as much or worse. It was Marty Scurll who ended up stealing the pin, even after Cody Rhodes got the crossroads in. Rhodes kicked out, but Scurll would end up stealing the pin after the ref bumped low blow. Scurll would steal it, so he would go on to the final. And Cody even admitted that he would be back, and basically left his other boot to say, "I'll be back to go get that boot." So Cody will be back in PWG, and I think he should be, because I think he fits that style pretty well.
Mark Andrews versus Chris Hero.
Again, Mark Andrews taking more punishment. Maybe he's a glutton for punishment, maybe secretly a Browns fan, I don't know. He just takes so much punishment from these people. And Chris Hero was very savage and very willing to deliver said punishment. I don't know how he beat Hero. I'm still wondering how he did it. I'm still wondering how in the world he stole that match from Chris Hero, because Hero dominated for the majority of the match. I go 3.25 for this.
Yeah.
This was...
I thought it was solid.
Yeah, it was productive. And then at the end of the match, probably the segment as a whole goes 3.5, 3.75, because Hero got some punches, got some shots in after the match. But it was again, Mark Andrews taking so much punishment.
Then we get to a good stretch here with Haskins and O'Reilly.
It's solid match, but nothing really broke out. I think 4 is a little too high. I think this was... I liked it, but I didn't love it.
I liked the technical work.
Yeah, the tech work was good. I go 3. 3.75 probably good for me here, but I think it was a good tech skill, but which we should expect from O'Reilly. And Haskins kept up move for move with Kyle O'Reilly, but in the end, it was O'Reilly being too much and getting the submission. So, actually, Haskins actually made O'Reilly tap out. Actually, this was an upset. Haskins made O'Reilly tap out, which is a
with
bit
an
of
armbar.
Yeah, with an armbar, which was a bit of the very...
And a sharpshooter.
That was a bit of a shock, but Haskins gets it done. So Haskins moved on to the final.
Then we get Ospreay Sabre.
Which, for those of you who've been listening, the match before WrestleMania is my favorite match of the year. Still is. This was not quite as good as that, but still very entertaining. And like Ospreay Phoenix, it started with a bang, but this time it was Sabre that delivered the bang to start the match.
Did Ospreay steal something from Kota Ibushi or something because of all the Phoenix splashes in this match?
It would seem that way. That the Ospreay has taken some moves from Ibushi and added them to his game. Granted, yeah, he's doing a lot of Phoenix splashes, a lot of 450s. Ospreay's aerial game is ridiculous. Ospreay basically stole the match at the end. It looked like Sabre had this wrapped up and had this on lock. but he effectively stole the match at the very end with a quick roll up. So and you figure since Saber's PWG champion, you figure Ospreay by beating Saber 1-on-1 will probably get a shot at some point very soon for said title.
PWG Tag Team Championship. This match was insane.
This match was as if the Bucks match with the 6-man and then Pentagon and Phoenix and their tag match with Hero and End weren't crazy enough. They decided to go 2-on-2.
They decided to put these two together, these four together, and I'm like, good lord.
They decided to go 2-on-2, and these people spazzed. They all spazzed out here. Yeah, 4.5 is probably good. They spazzed so hard on this match. What was it, a Meltzer driver? I think they did it. Was the Meltzer?
They hit a damn Meltzer driver from the outside, and they still didn't finish.
Yeah, that was shocking. The Meltzer from the outside.
The Tope-Con Meltzer driver.
Yeah, the Tope-Con Meltzer they come creating new flows for Meltzer stuff. That is great.
Pentagon hit a double knee stunner and back power driver on both the Bucks.
Yeah.
Bucks got the win eventually with a series of 15 super kicks.
Effectively. Oh, yeah, that's right. They basically super kicked Pentagon to death. Yes. Yeah, that's how they finished it. Basically, death by super kick. I think that's what they called it, which should be like the new thing. Like if they absolutely can't finish somebody off, just go firing squad, death by super kick.
Mark Andrews versus Trevor Lee. This was a little short for me.
Yeah, it was.
But the stuff they did was solid. 3 3/4.
They made it work. They made it make sense. I wish it would have gone a little bit longer. But yeah, it was Andrews getting the Trevor Lee pinning Andrews to move on to the final. But yeah, I agree with you. I wish it would have gone a little bit further than what it did.
Mark Haskins versus Marty Scurll.
We got back to more of the villainous Marty Scurll continuing to do his thing and basically doing everything he can to get back to the finals and win a tournament. He got real close to winning last year before he got beat by Saber. It was the crossface chicken wing that would get it done, as he eventually all the work he did on the arm of Haskins would eventually pay off as he got the crossface chicken wing in and made Haskins submit. So then he moves on to the finals.
Then we get the rematch.
We get Ospreay Ricochet. Ricochet's won this tournament before, and Ricochet, who won Best of Super Juniors and had won this tournament the same year, Ospreay's trying to do the same. So it was a good back and forth match. They did their thing. I don't think it was as good as the one that broke the internet.
No.
But this was a solid match to go with here. Ospreay would eventually get the win to move on to his first final of this tournament.
And then we get the Cats versus Liger squad.
This was comedy to the
Gold.
max. This was comedy way to the max. We saw some things we probably shouldn't see, but it all kind of made sense. Apparently it's been a running theme. Kendrick didn't want to do it, but Kendrick was...
But Brian Kendrick is Brian Kendrick.
He was basically forced to do it. Let's face it, he was forced beyond his will. So the teams were Cedric Alexander, Chuck Taylor, Jeff Cobb, Justin Thunder Liger, and Tommy End versus the Brian Kendrick, Matt Riddle, Pete Dunne, Sami Callihan, and Tommaso Ciampa. So those were the teams. Then there was a part in the match where thumbs replaced the butts.
Literally.
Yeah, no, that's not a miss. I didn't misspeak. That actually happened. And Liger, who took the first one, was the most prepared. But then again, he's 51. He's seen everything. So we probably should have understood
And the
this.
slow motion sequence.
That was amazing. I did enjoy the slow-mo.
This is the only promotion where the slow motion sequence actually works because everyone's into it.
Everyone bought it. Everyone bought it, and it made sense. I thought it worked out tremendously well. I thoroughly enjoyed that slow motion sequence. Yeah, that was great. I really did enjoy that. So Liger would eventually get the pin. He would end up. Who did he pin? Liger pinned.
Dunne.
Yeah, he pinned. Okay, he pinned Pete Dunne. I think it was after the frog splash.
After the slow motion sequence, they went full speed.
They went full speed. They went 100 miles an hour, and everyone did their moves. And who was it? Oh, they were thinking like Ciampa. They were trying to get Ciampa to jump off the top rope at a point in this match. Ciampa was like, "That's not my thing. That's not my style." And then they saw Jeff Cobb trying to do it, and then we're all like, "Let's not have people die. Let's not do that." Keep in mind, Jeff Cobb's like 320, 330 possibly.
Yeah. Jeff Cobb's amazing.
Yes, he is.
The finals: Will Ospreay, Marty Scurll, and Trevor Lee.
The grand finale of this tournament, the triple threat match, where it's triple threat elimination rules. So it's not first pinfall. It's just elimination style. So basically, the first part of this, you won't see breakups of pins or breakups of submissions. Ospreay dominated early, and Ospreay came out swinging early as his two elder statesmen, if you will, or elder veterans, if you will. And then Ed and Marty Scurll decided, okay, we got to get this dude out of here because he's going so hard. He's coming at us with way too much speed. So in the end, for Ospreay, what brought Ospreay to his doom was Scurll had him in the crossface chicken wing, and he got out of it the first time. The second time he did it, Tommy End proceeded to stomp him while his chest was completely exposed. Tommy End proceeded to stomp him in his chest repeatedly. Basically, Ospreay had no choice but to tap out, and then Ospreay was eliminated. Was led to Scurll versus Lee in the final of this tournament. And they went at it for about 10-15 minutes. These two dudes were going in. It was a very good sequence for each other. Obviously, these guys know each other and wrestled so much. They wrestled each other with pretty much hit each other with everything. In the end, it would be the crossface chicken wing one more time. This time by Marty Scurll onto Tommy End, who would finally make End tap out, and Marty Scurll would win the 2016 Best Battle of Los Angeles, and the trophy and the title shot that comes with it. So Marty Scurll then cut a promo afterwards, which was more from the heart than like a scripted type of thing. This is more of a shoot thing that Marty did. And as Marty kind of kept it 100, like how mug of a fan he was, and how he and Zack Sabre Jr. are actually boys, which again speaks to the rule of you hit your friends harder than you hit your enemies, and which will probably go to what will happen in this title shot. They shook hands as Scurll lifted the trophy, and Sabre lifted the belt. Effectively, it's on between Scurll and Sabre for the title. So that was the end of a very productive, very good tournament. A very good 3 days.
I felt it was excellent.
Yes.
Tournament of the year.
Over CWC.
Yes.
CWC had classics with Sen and Ibushi, Kendrick and Ibushi,
Perkins and Ibushi.
We established Ibushi was the MVP of the tournament. Those are classics. Who's the MVP of this one? Who's the MVP of this tournament? Are we going Ospreay or who's the MVP?
I have to go Andrews.
Okay, yeah. Andrews not bad.
Andrews or Scurll?
Marty Scurll did well. Let's see. Ospreay had good matches with everyone he faced. Ricochet had good matches with everyone he faced. Ooh, wow. That's a pretty hard one.
And this is actually going to smoothly transition to a segment I wanted to do. What indie wrestler sort of intrigued you the most from what you've seen this year?
I love the future of Jeff Cobb. I love the future that he has. The instant transition he made from Olympic wrestler to professional wrestler. I love the fluidity he has. I love how smooth his suplexes are, how much potential this guy has. I think Jeff Cobb, the sky's the limit for him. I really think Jeff Cobb is a guy I look at like, I want to see more of him because I think he's only going to get better from here.
I agree with Cobb. I also am a big fan of Mark Haskins.
Okay.
Haskins is somebody who is very great at the submission game, but he has a little more to himself than most of the submission wrestlers that do.
There is some soul to Haskins. There is some different fire with him as opposed to other guys. I
also like Dunn.
Yeah, Pete Dunne, who hits like a truck. You wouldn't think of him as that because he calls himself a bruiserweight. He's one of the bigger cruiserweights you can find. You wouldn't think he hits as hard as he does, and then you get in the ring with him, and it's like, whoa, he hits kind of hard.
And then every time Chris Hero steps into a ring,
Chris Hero sets the world on fire.
He literally does.
He sets the world on fire.
I've never seen a wrestler have an insane stretch of 4-star matches in a year.
The consistency, yes.
The consistency. And Chris Hero hasn't always had this consistency.
No, but this year he's turned it up. And
Like the last 3 years have been ridiculous. Ever since he's gotten released from the WWE.
it was the best thing that happened to him. It was the best thing that happened to him.
Sure, he had the thyroid problem that got him gained a lot of weight.
Right.
But he's having some of the best matches of his career.
I was saying it was the best thing that happened. Like him getting out of WWE and being able to wrestle in various other promotions, I think was the best thing that happened to him. It like enabled him to really expand his game and apply his craft. You know I'm an Ospreay guy. Like you know I'm a big time Ospreay fan.
He's 36, dude.
Yeah, you're Chris Hero. He's
36.
He doesn't seem 36. Hero does not seem 36. He does not seem 36. He really doesn't. You know how big of an Ospreay guy I am. And you know how big time this area. They call him an aerial assassin. I firmly believe it. Like, he can aerial game with everyone and out aerial everyone in every style of match you can put him up with. Ospreay is such an enjoyable wrestler to watch. And there's so much he can do. It's part of the time it seems like he makes up stuff as he goes. And the fact that he's only 23 it will probably lead to a new generation of people who can do aerial game like Ospreay can. I think that to me speaks to how good Ospreay is. So I look at the two guys I look at are Ospreay and Cobb, or two.
I look
cats.
at Riddle as well.
Yeah, because Riddle's got a bright future too. I agree with you there. He's got a tremendous future ahead of him.
Leo Rush is very good as well. I feel like Galloway is really going to come back strong.
Yeah, Drew Galloway has really made it big time since he left WWE. That was one of the better things that happened.
Darby
to him.
Allin from Evolve really has impressed me. Skrull.
Marty's ridiculous.
He has the gimmick.
Sure does.
He has that. If he hasn't, Conan.
He can get under people's skin so quick.
Charisma.
Yeah.
As someone just having an angel with them. He said this in a PW Torch interview. I was just listening to Voice of Wrestling, and they were describing that.
Okay.
And you can tell, how some people have it.
Yes.
Some people have this it factor.
Where it draws you in. It draws you in and makes you think, whoa.
Yeah.
He's believable. His stuff makes sense. What he's saying makes sense. And how he's carrying himself works. And Smarty Skrull as this dastardly, underhanded, evil villain type role for him, I think is tremendous. I can argue he was one of the best villains in wrestling right now. And it's not going to be a lot of people that disagree with me if they actually saw what he can do. With the way he does the thing, especially with the umbrella thing. But it becomes like his trusty weapon where he uses it whenever he can. He's been tremendous this year too. I don't disagree with you there.
Now we get to New Japan Pro Wrestling. They announced the card for Power Struggle, the top matches for Power Struggle. There's four title matches, the finals of the Super Junior Tag Tournament, and an important singles match. First, the Super Junior Tag Team Tournament is going to be happening. The first round started today. The semifinals are happening on the 25th. The first round is taking place on the 21st and the 25th because Ricochet is having travel issues. The semifinals are happening on the 30th, and the final will happen November 5th. So the first round matches are Jushin Liger and Tiger Mask versus Fuego and Ryusuke Taguchi. Angel Del Oro and Titan versus Roppongi Vice. David Finlay and Ricochet versus Gato and Will Ospreay. And this is the match to watch. ACH and Taishi Ishimori versus the Young Bucks.
Ooh, okay. That's going to be interesting.
And ACH and Taishi Ishimori won the Noah Junior Tag Team League when they did it back in, I think, July.
And you're putting them against arguably one of the best tag teams in the world now, the Bucks.
I think ACH and Ishimori are going to win because I don't think the Bucks are going to win because they're the
tag champions.
They have the titles, and I think Ishimori and ACH will win, and they'll do a singles match at Wrestle Kingdom.
Ooh, against each other, okay.
Yeah, against each other
okay.
again. But the final, I think it will be
I'm just thinking.
I'm going to think Angel Del Oro and T-Time versus ACH and
interesting.
Taishi Ishimori. And I know this company doesn't normally book outsiders in big positions, but I feel like they want to put the best match out there, and I feel like ACH and Taishi Ishimori and Angel Del Oro and T-Time will do it. Or it's the winner of this match will be in the finals. The Roppongi Vice.
Yeah, okay.
Because they might do the breakup angle for the finals, but it would make more sense to do it in the first round.
I'm looking at this tournament. I wouldn't sleep on Finlay and Ricochet.
I'm not sleeping on them.
With the way Finlay has been progressing and the way that they seem like they're viewing him in New Japan, I think they got a shot for really this could be the breakout tournament for Finlay, especially putting him with Ricochet, who we know can go. You figure Ricochet versus Ospreay, is gonna be a major part of this match, especially in round one. I think that's David Finlay. I think it's the part where Finlay and Gato is going to be interesting. Like if ever Finlay's going to fight Gato in that 2-on-2, I think that'll make things intriguing there. So I wouldn't sleep on David Finlay in this situation or Finlay's team.
There's also for Power Struggle. Remember at the end of G1 they said there's a time bomb ticking?
Yeah.
It's supposed to go off at this event.
Ooh, okay.
And a lot of people are speculating it's Minoru Suzuki and Suzuki Gun coming back. Which will add some much-needed life to it, to
the tag team division?
To New Japan and the heavyweight and the tag team division. I think it's just going to be... either
they'll just come after whoever wins the tournament.
I just think it's going to be only 5 guys coming back. I feel it's going to be Suzuki, Killer Elite Squad, Despy, and Taichi. As much as I hate Taichi,
okay,
but I think Suzuki Gun's coming back, and they're going to probably set something up with Shibata, or something with. I'm not sure because they set up the Go Shibata match as they're setting up the Evil Shibata match at this event. Mm-hmm. And they're probably going to do the Go Shiozaki Shibata event at Dub Kingdom 11.
Right.
We have Guerrillas of Destiny versus Chaos of Tomohiro Ishii and Yoshihashi for the tag team titles. I think Guerrillas of Destiny will retain here.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big enough event for them to lose the titles. Especially after they just got it back. I don't think this is a big enough event for them to lose it.
Bushi versus Kushida.
This is for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. I think Bushi will retain here.
Shibata Evil, I think Shibata will retain and we'll go with Shibata. This is really a holdover show for...
Pretty much.
Wrestle Kingdom because no way Lethal's winning.
No.
But the most interesting part is the time bomb and the Hiroshi Tanahashi Sonata match.
Yes.
We'll see how they really view Sonata in New Japan with this match. If he beats Tanahashi...
You can tell, or even if he looks good, if he looks good and loses, I think even then, I think that's a good way they'll probably view him as the guy that's like, okay, he's not quite there in the company yet, but he's on the come up. He will get there in due time. That type of thing.
Yeah, I really think.
As in, if he beats him, then it's like an express route up the ladder.
I don't think they're doing. Because Elgin got injured.
Right, okay.
So I think Naito's going to win, and they're going to do Naito Elgin at the Dome.
That'd be a good match. I actually think that'd be a really good match for those two.
Or maybe Naito
as much as I would have liked to see Naito in the title picture, that's a pretty good like secondary match or like third main event. Either situation with Naito Tanahashi or Naito Elgin. That's a really good match for Naito.
I feel like it's very reminiscent of that.
Okay.
And I feel it's going to be either Tanahashi Naito or Elgin Naito at the Dome. I think they're probably going to go with Tanahashi.
Either way, Naito gets a big match.
Yeah.
Which I think, and he should, because of the way Naito has really stepped his game up this year. He should get a big match.
Yeah. So, we have that in Osaka. Let's go to WWE.
All right, so we'll go to Raw. And both Raw and SmackDown were both in Denver this week. So Denver got a dual show situation. And this all started with Rollins and Jericho and Kevin Owens. As Owens and Jericho were in the ring, cutting their promo, doing their thing, and getting on the Denver crowd, and Jericho were adding more people to his list because he does that, and it's amazing. Seth Rollins then he kind of goaded Rollins into taking up another match with Jericho. As we get closer to Hell in a Cell,
I'm not really interested in the Rollins-Owens match. Honestly.
Based off Clash of Champions, or you think it's our...
Both Clash of Champions and the feud, I have no investment. I have no investment in...
You love those guys. That's saying something.
This is saying something. I have no investment in this feud. I have no investment in the title picture itself. I have no investment in the title.
I don't think anyone has invested in the Universal title. It should have just been the World Heavyweight Championship, but we just could have kept it moving. But
I just feel it's not heated enough for a Hell in a Cell match.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I agree with you there. It should have been a normal match like Kane and Rollins was last year. It should have been a normal match.
I feel as if they're trying too hard to get to the point where Triple H comes back. I think this stuff is more placeholder than anything else.
I think Rollins is a main event. Rollins, you could argue, is a main event placeholder here. You could argue that.
I don't think Rollins is the guy for a main event babyface. I really don't.
He hasn't looked babyface-ish. His skills.
And Raw is screaming for a top babyface.
Yeah, but Raw clearly is lacking Finn Balor, and the fact that they miss Finn dearly. I think that's clearly their weakness.
And you had it with Finn,
right?
I would do another call up.
They miss Finn horribly.
I would do another call up.
You call up Shinsuke now?
Yes.
Absolutely, he goes to Raw.
Yes.
He absolutely goes to Raw. I completely agree that he should go to Raw.
And me and my brother were arguing on Kugler Gets Raw yesterday. You can listen at kuglergetsraw.podomatic.com.
Right.
And on iTunes. That because Shinsuke has all the smarts behind him, because all that's not going to connect. But Shinsuke has that angel. He has it.
He has that it.
He has that it factor that's so hard to describe, so hard to imagine.
The second you see him, you understand right away this dude's got it.
And it dawned on me last week's NXT.
The second he showed up.
The crowd was going bonkers.
Yep.
He ripped off the...
He did it in a way.
Subtly.
It was so slow. It was so slow and smooth, that he ripped off his neck brace.
He has charisma.
And then he drops the title and it runs full speed at Joe. And it's like, okay, we know what time it is. So we know what's on.
NXT's developmental. I get that you're trying to... It's a money-losing proposition.
NXT needs him. And I think NXT needs him more than Raw does.
I don't care. No, NXT does not need him more than Raw does.
Okay, who do you build as the top babyface to challenge Joe then? Or do you move Joe up to SmackDown?
No. I think we have...
I'll give you that. The heavyweight division in NXT is the strongest of the three divisions, probably. Or at least it's got the best amount of depth.
NXT shouldn't be protected as much... Because I think those writers can figure it out.
Okay.
I have more faith in the NXT writers than the Raw writers.
Did they move up the NXT, the head writer from NXT?
To SmackDown, right?
Yeah, they moved up to SmackDown, which is why SmackDown doing so well.
The show hasn't been suffering.
Yeah, the show's been fine.
Show's been fine. My brother said it's been suffering, but...
No, NXT's been fine.
NXT's been fine, I think...
Because the two-man divisions are really good.
But the thing is, Shinsuke's not getting paid... The amount of money they paid him to
wallow in NXT.
And wallow in NXT. No. They paid him to be a big star.
Yep. He does have to move up. I think they're waiting to move him up for Mania. I honestly think they're going to move him up Mania weekend.
I think they're waiting, but this show is screaming for a top 8.
Raw needs it horribly.
This show is screaming for someone...
One would argue that they're kind of semi-stalling for Finn to get back, and then Finn takes that mantle, and Finn becomes the guy that they carry and run with.
But they need somebody to hold
to hold that place before Finn gets back. I agree with you.
Or, You can have two top baby faces. It can work. Come on, WWE. I'm not saying, like, Shinsuke's guaranteed, but I have all the intangibles in front of me.
He's pretty much...
He's pretty much as sure of a bet you have than Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins stinks as a babyface. He
is better heel. He's more natural heel. He's more natural.
And I'll get to another point.
I don't even hate him as a face, but he's just more natural as a heel. He's just much more natural.
I think they should have not given Triple H the rub when Owens won the title. I think
I'm okay with that.
I'm not, and here's why.
All right.
You could have done something that doesn't get Triple H over. Triple H is already over. He's already the man on the show.
No, true.
He is already the number one guy on the show. No matter who is there, no matter if he's not there, he's the number one guy on the show. You need to build someone else so ratings don't plummet. This is the time of year where they should care, where they should be trying to get ratings.
It's like they're caught in a lull until the Royal Rumble. Which, as much as I love Survivor Series, but it's like up until the Royal Rumble, it's like, what do we do? Like Raw's in a situation of what do we do?
Raw's like in
SmackDown's fine, but
SmackDown's fine.
Yeah, but Raw's in a situation of oh my god, what do we do now? Like when Finn
I would
got
keep
hurt,
Joe down in NXT because SmackDown has a number one heel and a number one babyface.
Yeah, SmackDown's
they don't
fine.
need it.
AJ and Ambrose, they're perfectly fine.
They don't need it, and Joe can stay in NXT.
Yep.
And kill people,
effectively,
which can work, and then let a natural babyface grow. You can make it Aries or you can make it Strong. That NXT roster...
Aries fits better as a heel.
Aries
is better heel. Roddy Strong, okay, I can argue Roddy Strong.
I can argue
fine.
Roddy Strong. I can argue Tommy End. I can
End's
argue...
fine.
I can argue somebody.
Yeah.
Cruiserweights. I can argue...
Cedric Alexander would work.
Cedric Alexander.
I don't know if he'd work against Joe, but he would work.
But
Rude's great as a heel. Okay, I gotta keep Rude heel. Rude is too good as a heel. Let's see. Dillinger's a guy I could try.
I think they can find somebody who is a babyface on NXT, and it doesn't have to work. NXT doesn't have to.
If a Tommy were consistently healthy, a Tommy's the guy I would have build with Joe.
It'd be a Tommy. If NXT wasn't a developmental and it was a third brand, I wouldn't be arguing this.
Yeah, because NXT can survive on its own.
NXT can survive on its own. NXT has proven it can survive on its own. They're not trying to make money with NXT.
No.
They're trying to make money with Raw and SmackDown.
Right.
And that's why you don't have a burgeoning superstar who's 37 years old wallowing in NXT. What are you waiting for?
I mean, I get it.
What are you waiting for with Nakamura?
Like Finn before him, clearly they're trying to build up.
Nakamura's 37 years old.
You do have to move. I agree. And Daniel Bryan said this too. Like Joe and Shinsuke should have moved up probably 2 months ago. And they should have moved up for SummerSlam. I get it. I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm saying NXT can replenish.
They can. They show the ability to.
They
haven't done it with the women yet, but they've done it with the men. They've certainly done it with the men's divisions, but they haven't quite gotten there with the women. But I think they're on their way. It is a matter of time before Shinsuke comes up. Obviously,
they need him now. They need him now.
Raw needs him desperately. Yes,
desperately.
Raw needs him horribly.
They need him now. They need to call him up now.
Because Jericho's funny, and Owens is good and rubs off Jericho pretty well.
And I'm going to make a point about Owens. Owens is a better babyface. As much of a good heel as he is, as much as a good heel as he is, he can do that same Stone Cold tweener gimmick and get over, and he's already essentially a tweener.
He probably could because he does get a lot of pop from the especially the male crowd. Who loves Owens' style.
But you can ramp up the Owens child storyline. I fight for my wife. I fight for my child. You can ramp that up, and that could be your top babyface.
Make him sympathetic? I don't do that to Kevin Owens.
No, he can be.
Okay.
That's the thing. He can be because he's been held down. He's been held down. He's been held back.
Yeah, okay.
You're saying Seth Rollins has never had that.
True. Rollins was given the express route to the title, an express route to the top. I will buy that.
Never had any adversity. The only one in the Shield who had any sort of adversity is Dean Ambrose.
It's Ambrose. And then once Ambrose got his shot, Ambrose took it and ran. So it was Ambrose made it work. I mean, you could even build up Cesaro, because speaking of guys being held back, Cesaro's a guy who totally built up.
But they don't believe in Cesaro.
But they don't believe Cesaro enough to do it.
They're paying Shinsuke Nakamura main roster, main event money.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, for him to be in NXT for the last 6 months.
They need Shinsuke Nakamura desperately.
Raw would be all the better the second he comes up. Raw would be all the better for him to show up.
Because Shinsuke can cut a promo.
Sure can.
Shinsuke has charisma.
He can hold the crowd in the palm of his hand. He doesn't have to say a word to do it. That's the other part about Shinsuke.
There's going to be an adjustment period for people who don't watch NXT.
Right.
I don't care about that. This brand, you did it with Finn Balor. You did it with Finn Balor.
And it worked.
What's different with Shinsuke Nakamura, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world?
The only difference is the language barrier. Other than that, I think he's fine. I think he'll be just fine the second he moves up.
You can build him up like Finn Balor and do it. Do it now.
What they should do is they have Shinsuke do those network specials, the kind of get people's feet wet and get their appetite, they get their appetites ready for it, and then launch him.
Sorry, I'm so passionate.
I know, I get you. No, I don't disagree with you.
But this Raw brand is screaming for a top babyface. Seth Rollins is not working.
Right, Raw needs it horribly. I mean, clearly what they're establishing is that Rollins versus Triple H is going to happen. We've established that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that
That's
happening.
fine.
But
That's okay.
that should not be anywhere near the damn title.
No, yeah,
because it's been the same damn title storyline for 15 years.
Yeah, no, I agree.
15, 20 years.
I totally hear you on that one. It needs Rollins and Triple H needs to be a standalone one-on-one. It should have nothing to do with Owens and the title, and hopefully Balor comes back in the Royal Rumble and goes that route.
People say, look, you enjoy what you enjoy. And I try to enjoy the product. I try not to be critical. And it's going to show later. It's going to show later. But this title picture, I don't give a damn about.
The truth is merit. There is a whole lot of merit to what you're saying. That's what I'm saying. There's a whole lot of merit to...
Sorry, I'm literally screaming now, but I'm passionate about it because I want this product to succeed.
There's a whole lot of merit to what you're saying about Raw horribly needs a true babyface. Like Owens and Rollins are tweeners. Jericho's kind of a tweener now, considering what Jericho's doing with this whole list thing and the stupid idiot thing.
And turning Jericho a babyface would be a huge mistake.
At this point, yeah. No, I mean, granted, he'll get somebody over easy in the ring, but there's no point in turning him into a babyface. He's too good as a heel. So I keep Jericho as a heel. Needless to say, Rollins did win the match with the pedigree yet again. But
this was the discussion I wanted to have.
No, I think it's good. I think it's fine. That I do understand your thinking.
Screaming.
Raw needs a true babyface ASAP. I don't disagree with you there. Raw needs a true babyface immediately.
And Jericho's red hot right now as the act he's doing.
Keep him as a heel. You keep him as a heel. Jericho needs to stay heel. I think it's
you have the deepest talent roster in the world and you don't use it. That is
which is why I'm annoyed by Cesaro.
That's why I'm so pissed about this company.
Which is why I'm annoyed that Cesaro and Sheamus are a tag team. Why are you using them as a tag team? That's the part that annoyed me about this whole thing. Like, why are you doing this? You already showed for now 425 days New Day can't be beat by normal tag teams. What makes you think Cesaro and Sheamus, who can't get along and can't stand each other, are going to beat them next Sunday? Come on, people. Let's keep it real here.
And as much as I like the New Day, let's go to New Day, Cesaro, Sheamus right now because we're going to be hopping around, all right?
Yep.
We'll do Lesnar Goldberg last.
Yeah.
So I think the New Day thing is drawn out. It's old. It
is a lot of the same flow. I'll buy it. Then they change it up based off whatever city they're in, which I get it.
It's just annoying. Comedy only works in wrestling for a short amount of time.
You think until they're out of material? You think New Day's out of material?
I think they're out of material.
Okay.
I think they are. It's been 457 days already. 420.
That was 420 for Raw, It's been 4
Isn't
more
it
days.
ironic that 420 was in Colorado?
They made that point on Raw, and they made that point on the Instagram page. They were actually in Green Bay last night. All 3 members of New Day watching the Packer Bear game, and they trolled Seth Rollins to oblivion because we know Seth Rollins is a dire Bears fan. They trolled Rollins hard.
But another screaming for a babyface Raw. You're misusing talent. Like, I don't mind what Sami Zayn's doing, but Cesaro. Seriously?
That's why I said Cesaro needs to be in the heavyweight division. Cesaro needs to be in the Universal title division.
A heat vacuum and Sheamus?
Come on, yo. That's what I said earlier.
Sheamus should be anywhere near burgeoning stars because he's a heat vacuum.
Yeah, Cesaro needs to be in the heavyweight title picture with Owens. That's where he needs to be. He needs to be the one battling Owens right now.
Instead, they have him with the stupid tag team.
Instead, they have him with Sheamus. Which goes back. What did I say about a couple weeks ago with this whole thing after the Hell in a Cell? Why the fuck we put them together as a tag team? Why don't we... Cesaro, Sheamus, if any of that should have been in Hell in a Cell, it should have been them. And that would have been the way to finish that rivalry. That rivalry deserved Hell in a Cell.
That rivalry deserved Hell in a Cell.
It's much more than Rollins and Owens.
And let's get to Charlotte and Sasha right now. The sit-down interviews, both were great.
I love this. I love both sides of this.
But I'm gonna reiterate something.
Okay.
Don't force something that's going to be special just to be special.
You think it's too much for the sake of it being too much?
Yes, I do.
I disagree with that. I think these two deserve this.
I think they deserve it, but they're going all the way with it, and I feel as if they are going to disappoint a lot of people.
So you're more along the lines of Bischoff. We're Bischoff. What we're talking about here is...
I don't think it's going to be a disappointing match, per se, but for the spot that they're given, and the spot of...
You think it'll be underwhelming?
It will be underwhelming.
Okay.
From what the I don't think it will be bad. I don't think it will be a dud.
Everyone's thinking this is going to be 4.5 easy. You're thinking we need to slow our roll and expect a 4.
Yeah, I think people need to slow down.
I got you.
People... Let it naturally occur. Let the crowd naturally get into it. Let the crowd...
And it's a good crowd because it's Boston. Boston's good. Boston is a good crowd.
I think they have it in the right city, but I don't think it should go on last.
I disagree with you there. And I disagree because I think this is the match that we're all most looking forward to is Sasha Charlotte. And I get it. Roman and Rusev... I can live with it being in Hell in a Cell because I think Rusev fits that structure pretty well. But I think they're taking a bold risk.
I'm more interested in Roman Reigns Rusev than I am in the whole WWE Universal title picture.
I agree with you there because there's heat between Roman and Rusev.
But I think it's getting too much with Roman and Rusev. They're shooting heated angles every week.
I like that they're stepping it up a notch.
They're shooting heated angles every week, and we are going to need a blow-off.
I think this is it. I think this is supposed to be the grand finale for this. Between Roman and Rusev. But back to Charlotte and Sasha. I think it's if you're gonna really make this women's thing what it needs to be, if you're gonna really put them on par with the men, want to have the main event like the men do. I don't see an issue with this. Like we saw what happened in Los Angeles. Sasha and Charlotte knocked it out of the park. We saw the Raw in Pittsburgh, which was the best Raw in years. We saw them knock it out of the park in 2 great matches. I'll give you SummerSlam wasn't as good as it should have been. I'll give you that. But I will totally give you the 2 Sasha title wins over Charlotte. They all knocked it out of the park. And you're building this up with Hell in a Cell for 2 people that need it to kind of be the closer.
But I think as ambitious as Sasha and Charlotte are, I don't think Sasha's body can handle. It's like the old 1998 Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think Rey Mysterio is a perfect...
That's a good parallel. As much as she wants to be Eddie, she is a lot like Ray. I agree with you.
Parallel to
that's a good comparison, actually. Yeah,
Sasha should be the one doing the dives, not catching.
I mean, Sasha does do some dives every now and again, but Charlotte just does it so much better.
Charlotte does
it so much better with a whole lot more grace to it.
Sasha's not a base.
No,
she's not somebody to hold down somebody.
Right. Charlotte is a much better base. I agree with you. I hear you.
Like the dynamic of their matches, they can have violent matches. They can have. I'm gonna give you that, but I don't think forcing it in the main event would be the best decision. I would rather have it naturally occur.
Okay. You rather mid-card it and see see how far they can take it?
Yes, because it's still the first ever women's Hell in a Cell. You can never take that away from them.
True. But I think
I would main event with Roman Rusev.
I am looking more forward to that one than Owens and Rollins. I agree with you. I'd argue I would start the show with Rollins and Owens.
Yeah, I'd start the show
with them because the action will be good, then the wrestling will be good, and whatever. If they use the cell, which they probably will.
They made me not care about Kevin Owens.
That's saying, and you love Kevin Owens.
Made me not care about Kevin Owens one iota.
You love Kevin Owens,
and I love Kevin Owens.
You do.
This is not biased Danny coming out here.
No, he loves Kevin Owens.
Realistic. No bullcrap Danny coming out here.
He's keeping it 100. He does love Kevin Owens. And it hurts him to say this, I'm sure.
It hurts to say. And, it's not... It's funny how they made Kevin Owens into a total lackey, which is something he's not good at.
Yeah, they did kind of make him like... I mean, I get it. The whole point of this is for Jericho to kind of be like the lackey, like kind of like the hype man for Kevin Owens. But it really has backfired horribly.
It's backfired horribly.
Jericho's the one carrying the team. He really is.
And Owens is good on the mic, too.
But Jericho
Owens has been doing a good job on the mic.
Yeah, but he can't keep up with Jericho.
No, Jericho...
He can't keep up with him. He just can't.
It's backfired on them. And that's why I would turn Jericho full on here.
Have him turn on Owens.
Have him turn on Owens. Have him...
Maybe that's what the triple threat on Raw will do. What if the triple threat on Raw does that? And has Jericho full on turn on Owens?
I would rather have Jericho, but I'm afraid about the crowd reaction to that. I fear...
That's interesting.
It's a tricky situation.
Yeah, it is.
They book themselves into corners, but they managed to get themselves out of
That's
corners.
what I tell you. Exactly the line I tell you several times. They find their way in and then find their way out.
But I think the way out is turning Jericho full on heel. I really do.
Have Jericho turn on Owens like he did Styles?
Yeah. And then...
It worked for AJ. Until AJ turned heel and AJ became a boss.
Face down a little bit.
Okay.
You can keep him a tweener role.
So Rollins is...
And then
still
Owens full on babyface.
So Rollins is still top tier, but his focus is still on Stephanie.
I would have Rollins win at Hell in a Cell.
Oh, okay.
I have Rollins win.
And Triple H cost Rollins the title at the Rumble?
Yeah, Triple H cost Rollins the title at the Rumble. You want to save Triple H...
Rollins for Mania. That deserves Mania. See, Triple H cost... You have Owens get it back at the Rumble.
No. I wouldn't have Owens even involved in the title picture.
Okay.
I would have somebody...
With Owens?
Owens gets it back as a babyface? Yeah.
Okay.
I would do that. But I don't want Triple H stealing all the heat. That's the thing.
You just want him to take enough heat with Rollins, but not take enough heat from the title.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So okay. So
it's a tricky situation.
It is.
Because I think Owens can pull off a full-on babyface. I can really see it. And I think that's the fix that if they don't want to do...
Until Finn
returns. Pull the trigger on Shinsuke, then turn Owens full-on babyface. Because I feel Rollins is not working.
What if Finn returns to the Royal Rumble?
Then...
If Finn returns to the Royal Rumble, I Finn win it.
I Finn win and challenge Owens. Then I could do the heel dynamic with Owens.
Yeah, keep Owens heel at that point.
But until then...
Finn's return is the key part of this.
Yeah.
That's the whole key to this whole situation.
Or you can just have Shinsuke Nakamura come up and
he gets Owens. And he challenges Kevin Owens. That works too. That's perfectly fine. If Shinsuke comes
If you want to keep Owens heel, you need a top babyface
to battle against him.
And Shinsuke would be the perfect guy.
That would work.
I'm trying to put on my booking hat right now, and
that part would work. I'd like to see an Owens Shinsuke battle. I'd like to see that. Now I know Owens wants to fight Lesnar, and I think that would be pretty nice. But I'd love to see.
But in order for Owens to fight Lesnar,
Owens has to be mainstream.
Owens has to be mainstream and be a babyface.
Right.
So this will set up Owens and Lesnar.
It would. Yeah. If Owens does turn face, it would.
I would rather have Owens Lesnar as a title match then.
You have Owens beat Lesnar? You can't have a part-timer you can't have Lesnar be champion again.
No, I would have Owens beat Lesnar. You need Lesnar to lose to somebody.
Have him lose to build up Owens.
Yeah, because they believe in him a lot.
Yeah, they do. They do.
They believe in him to put in this role.
Yeah.
So, I really don't care about the booking of Lesnar. Okay, I really don't care if he's protected.
You'll have him beat Goldberg because it's Goldberg's last match, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
I would build up. I would protect Lesnar until WrestleMania.
Sure.
But he needs to lose to someone that's meaningful. I don't want that Shane McMahon. I don't want Shane McMahon anywhere
absolutely
near
not. Absolutely not.
Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely not.
No. Forget that SummerSlam. WWE can make you forget things that happened.
And they pretty much did with this because Shane hasn't they even approached Shane with Lesnar since after the F5 at SummerSlam. They pretty much ignored Shane and Lesnar. I hope that this is not a slow play.
I swear, I hope it's not either.
Because SmackDown's white hot. They don't need the
McMahon storyline.
They don't. They don't. So the SmackDown's white hot. I know we got really, really badly off topic with the Sasha, Charlotte, Lita interviews, but they were really good. And it was the point of it being, I really think these two, if not now, when? If not now, if you're not going to have women on par with the men,
I think it has to occur more naturally. I think.
You don't think it's natural enough?
I don't think it's natural enough.
I think they built enough heat over the last 2 months. I don't see why they can't main event. I don't see why they can't be the closer. And this is, again, of the 3 Hell in a Cells, this is easily the one I'm most looking forward to.
Okay, I can see it. Okay.
So
I can see it, but I disagree.
I think these two should have the main event on in Boston.
We disagree. We agree to disagree.
Fair enough. Let's see. So
Golden Truth and Mark Henry defeated the Shining Stars, and
let's
go.
Let's see. Big E.
We talked about Big E, Sheamus.
Yeah, but Cesaro did the Facebook Live thing. Sheamus got trolled heavy. Big E basically stole the match for Sheamus. So
we had a couple upsets. Dana Brooke beating Bayley, just to hold Bayley over till Royal Rumble.
And Bayley injured her shoulder in the process, which, again, I agree with you. I think it's just to keep her out to Rumble. Completely understandable. I get it.
Bo Dallas defeating Neville.
Nothing special, whatever.
Let's just shake our heads at that. Paul Heyman, Goldberg.
Heyman's part was gold, though.
I just thought this was
Heyman's
a cop-out promo to just get the crowd to chant Goldberg.
True, but I think more so is off the top rope promo with Coach. I thought that was a whole lot better than this. But this wasn't bad either. Heyman continues to do his thing, but I love how his off the top rope promo that he did with the Coach on SportsCenter on Wednesday basically illustrated Heyman's company. He owns like a marketing company in New York, which owns 2K. So Heyman was really behind this pretty much for a full year straight. That, okay, Lesnar's going to be like on the cover guy, so he kind of finagled that. And then he called Lesnar. He's like, who would you think should be the pre-order guy? They said Goldberg. And that's how this whole thing. And then there's a whole video that Heyman kind of did that they leaked. The whole video kind of put it all in place and set how Heyman set the whole thing in motion and made all this happen. So Paul Heyman, salute, because that was good hustle by Heyman.
Braun Strowman versus the Monologue Trio. Let's just
say Strowman continuing to destroy people,
and then Sami Zayn came out.
That's what made it interesting.
I think this is smart.
Yep.
I think you're going to build Sami Zayn losing more than winning.
True underdog from the underground flow right here. Because no one expects him to beat Braun Strowman. They expect him to get killed by Braun Strowman. So I think it makes perfect sense.
I don't really care about Sami Zayn losing or winning.
In this case, no. In this case, you're absolutely right.
I don't. Because I think the more he loses, the more he builds up. And then something's going to explode with him. I really do.
We'll get an ultimate payoff. Similar to how NXT was. Where you remember how Sammy losing big matches. Then he finally wins.
Yeah.
He finally wins. It was the ultra payoff. They got the ultra payoff angle with Owens. But it worked. I think that
they can do the same thing.
Do the same thing here. Have a win every now and again against a good opponent on a big stage. But then keep building him up this way. Because it worked again with Owens and on the main roster. He got the big payoff and it worked. So I will continue to do that. I'll do that some more. So I will continue to go this route. So next up we got Russo's family tree. It was
I thought this was good.
Yeah, it was a productive segment. It was very productive. It made a whole lot of sense. We got to see Rusev talk about his family lineage and their legacy athletically and their legacy overall and how they did their thing. And then we saw Roman come out to interrupt, and the fight was on after Lana slapped Roman. Rusev got the jump on him, and Rusev delivered a beating to Roman Reigns and put him to sleep with the accolade on the steps, setting up their Hell in a Cell match for the U.S. title, for Reigns' U.S. Championship. So, again, they continue to do work, and they continue to do their thing.
Yeah.
We should also mention that Stephanie and Foley did accept the challenge from Shane and Daniel Bryan of the 3 SmackDown v Raw 5-on-5s, the men, the women, the tag teams. So we should also mention that match those matches are gonna go down in Survivor Series. So that's what's gonna happen there. And then to close the show, we
had the 6-man cruiserweight.
Yeah, 6-man cruiserweight, right?
Which was good.
Yep, it was.
And then it was sort of in death spot anyway.
Effectively, it was.
But it was good, effective stuff.
Kendrick, I do believe, faced Rich Swann to tap out with the captain's hook. He kind of stole the pin because I think it was Tony Nese that did the damage, and then it was Kendrick who got the quick tag, the blind tag, and it made the submission happen for his team.
And then Goldberg cuts an awesome promo.
Goldberg went to work right away.
I think that was the best promo of Goldberg's career.
It probably was because it was emotional. It was from the heart. It wasn't all big macho Bill Goldberg. He kept it true 100 Goldberg as his wife and his son were at ringside watching all this go down. It was really good to see and hear Goldberg speak the way he did. And I thought it was a very nice touch and a very good way, because let's face it, this whole thing was built on Goldberg from the rip. They really built it up properly. And I think it's clearly Goldberg v. Lesnar should be a whole lot better than WrestleMania 20 was.
Yeah.
And that's the way we're going to get here. They are getting Survivor Series. We're all thinking it's going to main event Survivor Series, and it probably should.
Yeah. And we'll have no title matches at Survivor Series as a result, because they'll
put all the champions in there as their captains of the respective teams. Understandable. I get you. That makes a lot of sense. And
SmackDown. This is the wrong SmackDown. Oh,
yeah. SmackDown was. It started with Harper and Randy Orton.
I think this feud is weird.
I think that's the point.
I don't care about this feud.
I think that's the point for SmackDown for Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. It's supposed to be weird, and clearly,
but I don't care about this feud anyway.
You think it's just too much stalling of Bray and Randy?
I think it's too much stall for Randy,
because this whole thing with Ambrose hasn't blown over yet.
Yeah,
I think that's why this is because we're expecting AJ and Randy to battle. I'd save it for the Rumble with AJ and Randy. And if you're not going to do it as Survivor Series, I'd save it for the Royal Rumble.
Or if they want to do that AJ Shawn match.
I saw the picture, and I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that. That'd be so good.
If this was a little, 5 years earlier.
Oh, yeah. No, that'd be must watch. That'd be a Mania main event.
But Shawn still looks good.
He does. Yeah, we saw
a few times he's come back and super kicked people.
In WrestleMania last year, Shawn was still in good ring shape. He's a little productive then. So it was, yeah. So long story short, Orton won by DQ. Kane suddenly reappeared, and the Wyatt disappeared. Bray Wyatt was in a casket, which was just as odd. It was just, oh my god, was as odd as you expect.
Stop with the Undertaker gimmick.
I don't know why he had I don't know why he had Druids with him. I don't know why that didn't make any sense.
Let's move on. I don't care.
Alexa and Naomi. Alexa with a whole lot more time to prepare for Naomi this time, and clearly worked out, even though Naomi carried this match. It was good work by Alexa to get the pin on Naomi with Twisted Bliss, but it was a good match. And Naomi's got something going forward with going for the Women's Championship. I'd love to see Naomi win the title at some point.
You ready to face the facts?
This is terrible. Why are they giving him Matt Hardy's circa 02-03 gimmick? Why?
I think it's excellent. I think it's better than
I think the facts thing are funny. For Kurt Hawkins in the ring is not very good. Like, his promo work is fine. But
he managed to have a bad match with AJ Styles at Bowl of 2014.
That's the point. He's bad in ring, but his promo stuff is good. I love the promo stuff. Then Apollo Crews clocked him in the face. And thank goodness they didn't have he didn't have a match with Apollo. Apollo proceeded to punch him square in the face, and that was a very good sign.
And Carmella we go from okay mic work to very bad mic work.
Why did we basically go growing up Bella, but with a different twist, or Total Divas with a twist?
I don't know.
With Nikki.
But now we get to the highlight of SmackDown.
Which was, yeah.
We all know what it is.
Basically nothing else.
We got beef.
Oh, no.
Basically not too much else after Carmella kind of tongue-lashed Nikki in a different way.
Was the highlight. Let's watch it all.
We got James Ellsworth with a brand new T-shirt.
The World Championship. How through your mind?
I mean, look at my hand. It's trembling. I would be lying to say I wasn't nervous. But last week, I found myself in a match against AJ Styles, the WWE World Champion. And somehow I survived. Then I found myself on Talking Smack, sitting right next to Daniel Bryan. And he was actually talking to me. And then the unthinkable happened. He made my match tonight on SmackDown Live for the WWE World Championship against AJ Styles. And never in my life I would have believed this was going to happen. But it is. And I know I don't deserve it. I know I'm not in AJ Styles' league. He's the champ that runs the camp. But no matter what, my life is going to change forever. Because one day I'm going to be able to tell my grandchildren that their grandpa stood in the ring, competed for the WWE World Championship on SmackDown Live.
He was actually crying.
James. Good luck tonight.
Standing out.
He was actually crying. James Ellsworth with the really good mic work there. The really humble, keeping it 100 mic work. And the new shirt, which apparently is the highest selling item on WWEshop.com right now.
Bravo!
Well done on your part, bruh.
Bravo!
It's only been on sale. It's only been on sale for like 3 days. It is already the highest selling shirt in the company. And you got Goldberg with a new shirt. You got Rollins with a new shirt. You got Ambrose with a new
this
glow.
right now. Don't tell her.
Real rap. It actually is legitimately the highest selling shirt in the company. Is right now James Ellsworth. It's all time funny. It's all time hilarious, but it's the truth. Let's see. What else?
Shout new.
Yeah,
First
I'm telling
thing
you,
that comes
it's
up,
Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth.
It's Ellsworth. I'm telling you, this dude. He has no chin, but he's legitimately the highest selling shirt in the company right now. It is legitimately.
Oh my god!
I kid you not. I'm
so happy for this kid. I'm so happy.
I kid you not. This bull right here, who's legitimately like 180 pounds with a brick in his pocket, has the highest selling shirt at WWE.com right now. They love this dude. And he's like underdog to the max. Underdog right here.
People are like, James Ellsworth is bad for WWE.
Are you kidding me?
Why is he losing to
Stop
AJ
playing.
Styles?
Stop playing with us.
Why is he losing? Why is he winning against AJ? Psst.
Stop playing.
This is fun.
This is
fun.
This is great. This is great. This is great drama. This is great drama. And we're trying to find like new ways of how AJ Styles could kill this poor kid. That's effectively what happened here. Because AJ Styles is finding new flows the way to kill this poor kid. Hey, this is great. Let's see.
He should get signed.
I hope he does. Because this is quality stuff. So let's see. Spirit Squad beat the Tag Team Champions. Let's see.
WWE Shop top sellers.
Man, no, I'm telling you, Ellsworth right now I think is number one, especially among the new stuff. I think Ellsworth's number one.
Let's see. Search tool.
He's trying to find, as in like.
I'm trying to find the rankings.
Yeah, he's trying to find like new flows. Yeah, there it is. Here it is. Top item right there. Ellsworth is the top seller in WWE.com. Yep, James Ellsworth's T-shirt is the top seller. Possible pay-per-view push coming for Ellsworth. Man, he's 31. 31-year-old Ellsworth made waves in the professional wrestling world and immediately gained popularity among fans. In an interview he did with WWE.com, Ellsworth explained how he's been an avid fan of wrestling all of his life, and he just wanted an opportunity. He said the following: "I've been watching this my whole life. I'm 31 years old. And ever since I can remember, I've been watching wrestling. I've watched every episode of Raw since it debuted in January of '93. And to actually get to perform on Raw was a dream come true. You remember he got killed by Braun Strowman,
which started this whole thing.
What started the whole thing, and that's
because
the image on his face comes from.
If you actually do your job and get over, it's actually a good thing. People don't realize that.
Foley instantly regretted not signing him to Raw. Once they realized this kid got over, he got over quickly with the Raw crowd, and it worked, and it works. So
bravo.
To cut to the chase, because let's face it, other than the tag match, nothing really else truly happened here on SmackDown. We got to the point of the title match. Ambrose was not the ref, but Ambrose basically did everything else. Ambrose did the commentary and
this
glorious super kick.
This was incredible.
The glorious super kick. Ambrose and Styles trolling. Ambrose freaked out. Everybody freaked out. Look at the kid, the dude in the Von Miller shirt. Everyone freaked out. And I love JBL and Otunga. Props to Otunga for getting better on the mic, because Otunga's actually gotten better at commentary. Props to JBL and Otunga, who went back and forth on this, and JBL is freaking out and dreading the possible scenario of Ellsworth becoming WWE champion, a belt that JBL once held for almost a full year. It was amazing how that worked.
The loser of this match.
Wait. Referee called for the bell. What happened?
Now the ref called for the bell. Because I think, were you trying to get back to the kick, or what were we trying to do with it?
I was trying to get back to the kick. It was beautiful.
That kick was glorious. So they played hot potato with Ambrose. Ambrose and Styles played hot potato with Ellsworth as AJ kept tossing him out of the ring, and Ambrose would toss him back in. This would repeatedly happen. I think you went too far. If you want to
they skipped it. They edited it out, and then
we just saw the kick.
No. Ambrose hit Dirty Deeds.
No. Before you did all that, before you tried to
No, they skipped that part.
Where is it skipped? I didn't say it was skipped.
It was skipped on the.
First on the top.
No, here it is.
Here we go.
It's just the mic, yeah. JBL's reaction was great. It was so good. Ambrose was freaking out. He was like, oh my God, he can actually win. He's like, this guy can actually win. He can legitimately win the title. And then the reaction from JBL was like he was about to have a heart attack. It was so good. JBL's reaction was so good. That super kick was the cleanest super kick I've ever, one of the cleanest I've ever seen. Not done by Shawn Michaels.
And then Ambrose played hot potato with Ellsworth.
This actually set up the super kick. Actually, this was right before the kick. And then after that happened, AJ proceeded I'm gonna punch this dude to death. So he proceeded to basically punch Ellsworth until AJ stopped punching. The referee
counted to 5.
Yeah, AJ got super pissed. Yeah, so he rings the bell. Yeah, so
that's what happened.
Ellsworth actually won the match by disqualification. And then Ambrose did manage to get a final quick jab in at Cena as he did the in-ring announcement.
Bravo.
He did the ring announcement. And got a final quick punch in at Cena. And the loser of the match being AJ Styles. And the winner of the match now he's got more wins than AJ Styles than John Cena. James Ellsworth as he drops AJ with Dirty Deeds. And
he dropped the mic because
he basically did mic drop as he bodied Cena in the process. And Cena had nothing to do with this. Basically, what we've established here, Dean Ambrose warned AJ Styles he was going to come get the WWE Championship with interest. Clearly, that's what happened here, and this is the interest to basically torture AJ Styles while using James Ellsworth as a prop, and it's amazing how he's doing it. SmackDown was better than Raw this week. I love the Sasha and Charlotte interviews with Lita, but SmackDown was better than Raw this week. The main event segment was just too good. And Goldberg doing his thing was great, but SmackDown was just better than Raw.
We have full match results from NXT. No Way Jose and Rich Swann defeated Tony Nese and Drew Gulak.
Solid, and then Noe Jose, and that's a really good tag team. I think for the future, I hope they stay together because that's a good tag team. I think going forward, that they've got something to them.
Yup. Sanity leader Eric Young did something.
Yeah, Sanity once again is nuts. 4 crazy, very crazy people involved in this whole situation. And let's see, it was Nikki Cross who had a match with a woman, basically destroyed her, lost the match because she went too far. But she actually hit Eric Young with a forearm, which was actually a pretty good forearm. But this group is nuts, and basically everything they touch, they seem to destroy. And I think this will probably continue.
Sean Maluda and Bobby Roode.
Sean Maluda, Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode basically disposed of Maluda rather quickly, which led to Ty Dillinger trying to get even with Roode after the match, as they settled the match for TakeOver Toronto immediately. And
then Aries and his mystery partner, former Generation Next member with Alton Aries, Roddy Strong, brah.
It made sense. They made sense together. They instantly connected. I like Dozovic and Knight, though. They were a pretty good team. I think they can. Their future's kind of bright. They've got something. But Aries and Strong were just too much, and their teamwork was really, really good.
Yeah. So here we go.
Name it over the years. I'm curious to see who this is.
Music fits him.
Pretty good, yeah.
And his tag team partner from Tampa, Florida, weighing in at 200 pounds, Roderick Strong! We knew it was going to be great, Phillips, but the greatest man that ever lived is Austin Aries. Roderick Strong is the greatest partner ever chosen. I'm beside myself right now. This is awesome.
That's Roderick Strong. Hey, Josh, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just don't mind me.
Yeah, but the whole point of it was Roddy Strong debuted in a big way. He looked good. He looked clean. He looked crisp. His moves were pretty solid. But apparently WWE officials really, really like Roddy. And going forward, it looks like Roddy's going to have a bright future in NXT. I can understand why. He was legit good.
Anything else?
The only thing left was the closing thing that happened with Shinsuke in the ring, basically talking about his beef ain't over with Joe, and it's not. And then who was it? Like Patrick Turner, I think it was, or what was the full name? It was Patrick. I think it was Patrick Turner.
Patrick Clark.
Patrick Clark. So Patrick Clark decided for some unknown reason to this day. Decided to step in the ring with Shinsuke. And it was like, okay, we've seen this song and dance before with Joe. Why don't you fight me? Shinsuke didn't even bother to remove his jacket. He basically disposed of him in like 30 seconds. And Joe tried to get the jump on him, but Shinsuke was too smart for that. And then Shinsuke dropped him with Kinshasa without even moving his jacket. He didn't even break a sweat while doing it. So we've established Joe versus Shinsuke and TakeOver Toronto is going to be ridiculous. Going in 5 weeks or so in the Air Canada Center.
Did you see the Undertaker photo that was circulating?
I've seen a couple. The one with the cane? Or
the one with the cane, yeah.
I saw that. Yeah, I did. I did see that.
This one?
I did see that. No, I saw that one too, but that wasn't the one. I don't think the cane's pictured in that. But
no, the crutches. He was using crutches.
I did see, yeah. I did totally see the picture, though.
Yeah.
As Undertaker reportedly underwent hip surgery. That's probably why he had the crutches and the cane. Taker is clearly getting north of age, so
they shouldn't be hobbling him out on the ring.
No, I think he got chalk it up with Taker. I think it's for the best that he needs to get chalked up.
The Fight Network offered to help fund TNA so debt can be repaid to Billy Corgan.
Yeah, that's right. I heard. Yeah, that was another thing we probably should cover about TNA's the pending lawsuits about all the non-payments that were not made in shows in Tennessee and in Florida, and I think it was one other state involved in there. It might have been Alabama or Georgia, something like that. But there was a bunch, like 5 or 6 payments totaling about $250,000.
Oh, Lord.
They're in deep trouble until Corgan gets his dough, until Corgan gets control of the company, they're in deep, deep trouble. Is the point here?
Yeah, so that'll do it for us.
Yep.
Plugged for Sports Lounge.
So Monday inside the lounge. What are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about Week 7 NFL season. We got a couple of returns. Obviously, Bradford returning here. Brock Osweiler returning to Denver. So we're going to talk about that. The championship series. Obviously, the Indians are in the World Series. I'll ask the question again. If you're a Clevelander and you got a choice to go to either of the events, are you going to Game 1 of the World Series or the banner and ring ceremony with the Cavaliers? They're both running on Tuesday. Speaking of the Cavaliers, NBA preview. We're certainly doing that. We're gonna preview the NBA, all 30 teams. Can anyone stop the impending Warriors-Cavaliers round 3 showdown? Can anyone stop that?
No.
Then there's obviously the college football, Alabama and A&M. Let's see if A&M could get close to Alabama. Or, for that matter, with Penn State, can Penn State battle Ohio State and frankly get a signature win because he kind of needs one. So we'll get into all that and more on Monday inside the lounge.
And it is
11:11 on Monco Radio, where music and minds meet.
Make a wish.